Hey, everybody, welcome back to the show. Really excited to have my friend Carlos Del Rio here as an Investor Fuel member. He's been an investor. He started 37 years ago, has a tremendous amount of experience through lots of up and down cycles. In his words, I have never seen a market like this before. And that's what we're going to talk about today, how to maximize your profits in today's market and minimize your risk, because a lot of us are concerned that the market could shift. Professional real estate investors know that it's not really about the real estate. In fact, real estate is just a vehicle to freedom. A group of over 100 of the nation's leading real estate investors from across the country meet several times a year at the Investor Fuel Real Estate Mastermind to share ideas on how to strengthen each other's businesses, but also to come together as friends and build more fulfilling lives for all of those around us. On today's show, we're going to continue our conversation of fueling our businesses and fueling our lives. I'm glad you're here. Hey, Carlos, welcome to the show.
Yes, hello, Mike. How you doing?
Good. Great to see you as always. Carlos and I have been friends for a lot of years. We've kind of been through a couple different systems together and known each other for a while now.
Yes.
And I know you've got a ton of experience. Been investing for about 37 years. You said you bought your first house about 37 years ago.
Yes.
And we were talking about just the market's crazy right now. I know you have a lot of experience as an agent and a broker as well. And you basically, in your words, you said you had never seen anything like this before, where you're selling houses for 60, 80, $100,000 more than what you thought you would, right? We should kind of say you're in the Denver market, but pretty crazy times, right?
Yes. I mean, amazing. Never seen anything like that
Yeah.
in 37 years.
Yeah. And I know that you had a lot of experience during the last downturn with short sales and things like that. So, some of our discussion up front is like, well, where do you think the market is going? And I think you maybe said a couple things and you said, well, what do you think? And that just kind of leads to like, none of us know, right? Who has any idea where we're going? But I think the point of this show is to talk about, well, let's kind of take advantage of it as much as we can while we can until the market shifts, right?
Yes. I mean, we don't know what's going to happen, and how long can this stay. It could be a reason that some cities are growing, other ones people are leaving. So, reshuffle of people maybe.
Yep.
But whatever it is, how long can it be? And that's one thing that we have to take into consideration.
Yeah. Hey, before, you have such an amazing and rich background, would you mind just taking a couple minutes and just kind of sharing your background and how you got to where you are today?
Oh, well, thank you. I mean, it's all been a little progression. I been always interested in real estate, and when I was in my 20s, I went to my first seminar about how to buy houses with no money down, assuming non-qualifying FHA loans, which they don't exist now, because at that time, I guess they were abused.
Yeah.
And that's when I bought my first house. And, it was a moment of a downturn in the market. There were a lot of hot properties. I've seen that a couple times in my life. And, there's always opportunity. So that's the first time I did that. Then I became a realtor in my 30s. And I was one of the first realtors that created a team. And with that, I became one of the biggest teams in Remax. We were doing like close to 500 transactions a year,
Mhm.
and more than 70 million in sales. But at that time, and just because of being and doing that kind of volume, I always found opportunities to buy. So that's basically what I did. And then the market crashed, and I became an expert in short sales.
Mhm.
And I completed 800 successful short sales. And with that, also opportunities came, and you were able to buy properties as well.
Yeah.
And then I became an investor in 2013, full-time investor up to now.
Yeah. Awesome. And you're in the Denver market, which I know has been on fire. I've got a lot of friends that live in Denver, and I don't know if there's any markets right now that aren't on fire, but I know Denver is even seems to be one of those that's kind of at the high level of craziness in terms of price appreciation and things like that.
Yes, I mean, just last month we had a 10% appreciation in 1 month.
That's crazy.
It's insane.
Yeah. And as an investor, the challenge is I remember during the last downturn, there were people that were buying, but they would anticipate additional appreciation, which is going to hurt you really bad eventually. Like you might look like a genius for a little while, but eventually the rug is going to get pulled out from under you. So I think that's what we want to talk about today is like how to maximize your profits, but how to like try to stay safe and probably not anticipate additional appreciation and try to minimize your hold times and stuff like that. So one of the things we talked about is just kind of staying lean, right? I know during the last downturn building up to it, a lot of investors were building big teams, having fancy offices, wrapped Hummers, like all sorts of, I know a bunch of people that had, really big overhead so that when the market shifted, they had a huge expense they had to cover for a while until they could unwind that. And so part of it is staying lean, right?
Exactly. And staying lean, I would say more on the inventory side.
Yeah.
Don't hold such a huge inventory all of a sudden. I remember in 2008, I saw a lot of investors that had inventory that had to short sell
Right.
because they found themselves caught up on that kind of situation because they were more speculators than investors. I think they
Yeah.
were just thinking that everything was going to continue going on.
Yeah. And one of the things I know we're going to talk about is actually doing more wholetailing or light rehabs, because that's how you maximize your profit in this market for sure. And it's a little counterintuitive to being lean because if you wanted to be really lean, you could just assign stuff and never take control. But there's a balance there, right?
Exactly. I mean, right now what I'm seeing is that here in the Denver market, you can wholesale anything, profits probably above 30,000, even 50,000, and then some other properties even more. But the point is, in order to maximize the profit right now, if you can purchase a property and wholesale it quickly, I mean, in a couple of weeks, put it back on the market, you may double that, So that's why I'm saying that wholesaling is definitely a very, very good strategy right now because there's no inventory.
Yeah.
And anything that comes out, as long as it's functional, you can sell it.
Yeah.
And then, if you have nicer properties or with better margins, then you can do some fix and flipping. But that's what I would, focus on right now. Try to maintain a low inventory and dispose of properties as fast as possible, but without the wholesaling, because would be leaving a lot of. And the problem is that we are not buying as many as we would like to.
Right. So
So that's why I'm
you got to
using
squeeze
that.
more juice out of that fruit that you have, right?
Exactly. Now, if I had more, then I would definitely be wholesaling more.
Yeah. So what are some ways, let's talk about, uh, in one instance, I want to talk about what you can do to kind of stay safe and try to anticipate, because you've been through this, a swing in the market before, is what do you kind of monitor to see? Because right now it seems like you could do no wrong with retailing, but the market will slow down at some point. But right now, I don't know what it is in Denver, but average days on market has got to be low single digits, right? You post stuff and you're getting dozens of offers in the first few days, right?
Oh yeah, no, it's on. I mean, put a property on the market, and it goes. It
Yeah.
goes.
So what would you recommend kind of keeping an eye on days on market to see once those start to get longer? That's an indication that inventory.
Exactly. And inventory. If inventory starts going up for some reason,
Right.
then watch it. I mean, inventory is at the lowest ever. We probably have 3,000 properties or less on the market at one point, and that is just a complete immediate absorption.
Right.
So I would say watch that, and the seasonal market really didn't do anything last year. I mean, we saw properties selling very, very fast in November, December, January, February. I mean, there was no seasonal adjustment.
Hmm.
So I would also watch the seasonal adjustment and see if it goes back to normal, where we September, October, you start seeing a drop a little bit of the market,
Yeah.
and yeah, that's what I would probably recommend. Just watch those moments that this frenzy has to stop.
Right. It's going to stop eventually. Yeah. And I know that, if you're kind of a data geek, what some people are doing is pulling their MLS data and looking at not just days on market across the market, but looking at it on kind of houses that are at or below the median price point. Because I think if you say there's 3,000 in Denver, my guess is that whatever your median price point is and below, that a disproportionate amount of the inventory is above that. Like there's a lot of luxury homes and stuff that are sitting around a little bit longer. But in terms of affordable housing, like that's even lower on average than your total days on market for the marketplace.
Exactly, and that's a market that we specialize, the
Right.
500,000
Right.
and below.
Yeah.
And I mean, it's on fire. There's no inventory whatsoever. Even on a apartment, I mean, a condominium or townhome are selling at insane. I mean, 50,000 above price. It's just insane.
Yeah. Yeah. And what are to kind of wholesale, and I've been wholesaling. We were wholesaling before it was kind of called wholesaling. But I've been wholesaling here for 8 or 10 years for the most part. But what what are some things that you do to make it, because what you really are aiming for is that retail buyer, right? Sometimes when you wholesale, you pull in like a
Yes, for
landlord,
retail, absolutely.
somebody else, but you're going to make the most money by selling to a retail buyer, which means you need to make it livable, right? So what are some things that you do at a minimum to make it kind of livable, even though it's a house that's in need of work?
More than anything, if tile floors are cracked, of course you replace that. Plumbing repairs, small plumbing repairs like leaks
Yeah.
in the kitchen or bath. If the tubs are chipped, just fix them up. Carpet, paint. Sometimes the carpet may be washable, so wash the carpet. I mean,
Right.
it's amazing that properties are selling easy. So just doing a functional property, just so it can pass FHA,
Yeah.
guidelines. It's enough to sell a house. Yes,
So
at,
you
at
are, so
very,
even
very
though you're
low.
turning them really fast, you're
Yes,
still allowing FHA loans on your properties?
yes.
Gotcha.
I am. I mean, on the ones that we turn fast, no, we're doing conventionals,
Right.
and everything is selling conventional. People are there. There's plenty of programs that are conventional that for first-time home buyers.
Yeah. And I know some markets here in the Dallas market, even hearing stories of people that are selling, three, four, $500,000 houses for 50, $100,000 above asking price and all cash, just because like buyers want the houses so bad that they basically know that that's attractive to sellers, right?
There are some programs that came up that are qualifying people, and they are buying the houses and then selling them to the people for the prices that. So there are programs that or that came out that are doing that. I'm seeing people that are coming from California, so they're selling houses in California, coming to Denver, and they have a lot of money, so they can buy cash, and
Right.
there's a lot of cash offers on the table. Yes,
Yeah. Yeah.
for
And
for retail. Yeah.
what's typical for your deals right now? You list a house, and how many showings and offers are you getting within the first kind of couple days of listing, or instead
Oh
of?
gosh, I sell everything staged, so I don't put anything on the market that is not staged. I have it all ready to go. I don't do coming soon or anything like that. I
Mhm.
just put it on the market, and in a couple days, I have about 80 offers. I mean, about 80 showings, about 10 offers, and then it's coming above 50,000. Yeah, amazing. So when you
It's
calculate an
amazing.
Airbnb, because you're going to fix a house, you're going to fix it in a month. You calculate an Airbnb at, let's say, for 80, and you put the property on the market. and you sell it at 550, it's just something I never seen before.
Yeah, no, it's pretty crazy. And the staging part is always an interesting conversation. Some people will say the houses are selling so fast, I don't have to stage them. But at the other time, if you're wholesaling and the houses are in need of work, it's not like you're staging it to mislead anybody. But I think sometimes if you come into a house that's not staged and it's imperfect, people will focus on what they can see. And so if they see that the colors are outdated, or they see the appliances are outdated, or whatever, they focus on that. And if you can distract and say, hey, this is a nice house, it needs some work, but you try to make it feel like it's homey, right? The staging kind of distracts from the fact that it's less than perfect.
More than anything, I think that staging for me is understanding that real estate is an emotional buy,
Yeah,
and you buy it with your heart. So you have to have a feeling, and staging creates that feeling.
yeah,
Staging gives that person that's why new homes are all staged, right? And they're beautiful because
right,
when you come in, you can see yourself there,
yeah,
and you can feel the house. So that's why I stage, and
yeah.
I don't care where I sell or where the house is, I stage everything.
Oh, you do? Okay. It's interesting that you said that, because my wife and I, we kind of got the bug here over the past year about moving into a nicer house. We were actually looking to move into a different market even. We decided not to, but some of the houses we were looking at were like, these are like our dream homes, you know? And honestly, we would talk, we like, if we buy this, we need to figure out a way. These were new builds, by the way. But
Yes,
we were like, literally, we want this house and we want all the staging. Like, we just want to move into this house because it looks so perfect, you know?
exactly, and that's the magic. I mean,
Yeah.
our the lady that does our staging, she's amazing, and she does it with really. When you look at what she puts in the house, if you really analyze it, it's very inexpensive.
Yep.
And it's just the way that she's a designer and she makes that feeling. So I I've done houses with no staging and staging, and staging just brings so many people, and they bring I think that it raises that that price.
The price, yeah. That's
Yes,
hopefully the goal, is it easily pays for itself, right?
exactly,
Yeah.
exactly.
Yeah. Awesome. So Carlos, you and I've been friends for a long time. You've been in Investor Fuel for a little while now, and we're excited to have you in there. Would you mind just kind of sharing your experience of being a member of Investor Fuel, maybe a short testimonial of what the group's done for you?
Oh, absolutely. I always look forward to the quarterly meetings because of the content, of the the synergy and what's going on, right? You have a mastermind of you know 100 investors there, and you're talking to everybody. You know a lot of them because you talk to them all the time. They're always willing to share, and you see what's going on the market. You get new ideas. You see what's going on, and also you can focus because we talk about our numbers, and that makes you focus and see what's possible, as well as bring you. You are always focused on the situation. So that what I like about Fuel is that you have created a very good group of people that they share. Uh, they're like a family, right? I mean, and then not only that, but all the you always Fuel is a great a great place to meet, and it's also quality, because it's quality people, quality places. You get to see other places. Um, but what can I tell you? I mean, I love it. I look forward every quarter to be there. When I cannot be there, I'm mad because I want to be there.
I appreciate that. Yeah, we've got a good group, and I think the accountability stuff you're talking about really has helped a lot of people, um, you know, start to hold themselves accountable more, because they know they're going to have to come be accountable in front of their brothers and sisters, and this it's not designed to hurt anybody. It's designed to put some account. Let's just face it. A lot of us entrepreneurs, sometimes we don't want to be held accountable. So we're able to kind of shirk those things. When we go back home to our own business, we get to decide if we work today or we don't, and stuff like that. And when you start to wrap accountability around it, which is the best thing for your business,
Exactly.
usually
Also,
helps you double,
the
triple,
training that you
quadruple.
do, the training that you do online is very good, and I know that I've seen it evolve.
Yeah.
As you're always thinking about how to bring more value on, and it shows.
I appreciate that, Carlos. So awesome. Well, hey, thanks for sharing your insights today on the retail market. If folks wanted to connect with you, you're out in the Denver market. You've got 37 years of experience. What's a good way for them to connect or kind of follow you?
Yes, I mean the easiest way is just go to carlosdelrio.com, and that's my website, and you can call me, or you can there's some links there for Facebook,
Oh, cool.
other, or email me, through
Okay.
there.
Yeah, we'll add the link, carlosdelrio.com. We'll add that down below in the show notes here. And it sounds like you got links to all your social media there as well. So good stuff. You got a wealth of experience and a wealth of knowledge, and I appreciate you sharing your thoughts today. I think what we're really kind of telling everybody is like, stay lean, try to do, if you're going to rehab, get in and out of stuff as quickly as possible. Don't have a bunch of inventory build up.
Yes,
But take advantage of the retail market that's hotter than ever, as much as you can, right?
absolutely. I mean, you can capitalize right now. You stay cash rich, and wait for the next downturn.
Yeah. And which is another opportunity, right? You just have to prepare for it.
Exactly.
Yeah. Yeah. Awesome. Well, Carlos, thanks again for sharing with us today, buddy.
Thank you, Mike, for having me, and enjoy.
Of course, of course. And everybody, I hope you got some value from today. Just know that there's opportunities to make money in this market, which is on fire for sure. And in down markets are usually where we tend to thrive. The biggest thing is being prepared when the sale occurs. It's like, for us, it's like Black Friday. Everything's going to go on sale at some point. So you just have to be ready to take advantage of that. So appreciate you a bunch. Hope you got some value from today's show. We'll see you next time.
Thank you.
Are you an active real estate investor? If so, and you want to latch on to the power of surrounding yourself with over 100 of the nation's leading real estate investors, all committed to building stronger businesses and living richer, fuller lives, you should jump on a call with us to learn more about Investor Fuel. Simply visit investorfuel.com to get started.